Back on the Marching to Madness College Basketball Podcast with one of my good friends, Pat Skerry of the Towson Tigers. Let's talk a little bit of history. 11 years ago, Coach Skerry took the program over. They went 1-31. 2 years later, they had 25 wins. That's one of the greatest turnarounds in my mind in sports history. Coach, welcome.
I appreciate the kind words, my friend, man. It's always good to chat with you.
Oh, yeah, always good to chat with you. Congratulations. You guys picked up a 56-53 win at UNC Greensboro last night. Nicolas Timberlake, 26 points, had the final 7 in the final 2:42 to pull out a win over a very good basketball team.
Yeah, a lot of respect for Greensboro. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and we obviously Timberlake's been playing at a really, really high level. Yeah, I liked our toughness. Greensboro is a hard team to play against, and they forced us to do a lot of things not well. But you know, we're fortunate to get a win last night.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable defensive outing. You know, you held them to 29% from the floor, and you were able to score 24 points inside.
Yeah, we do pride ourselves on our defense, and it's been pretty good this year. I think through 4 games, to hold people 36% shooting. But you know, then there's other areas, Ken. Like we got to take care of the ball better. Our team really did that at a high level last year. We've got to follow our training and execute a little bit better in that area. But I think the other thing I was telling staff, it's we've played some really good teams, so it's a little bit disingenuous to just say we got to do this, we got to do that. Some of it has to do with how good the opponent is and how well they're prepared and coached, and they're hard to beat and they're hard to play against.
Sure. As far as taking care of the basketball, what are going to be the big keys for you to be able to do that?
Yeah, I think it's like anything, right? You don't want to commit live ball turnovers.
Sure.
We always tell our guys there is no defense for a live ball turnover, and there's nothing that'll harm your transition defense more than a live ball turnover. So just following our training, whether it's protection plans or keeping spacing. Our guys are certainly capable of doing it. I haven't coached them well enough this year yet where that's become a habit. But that's why you play good teams and you find out some things about yourself.
You mentioned you guys hold your opponents here over 4 games to 36% from the floor. Talk a little bit about your philosophy on defense.
Well, one of my assistants, Pat O'Connell, he handles defense. He does an outstanding job. We try to protect the red zone. That's the phrase we use to our guys. So we try to guard the ball, but then we're in tight, and we want to force contested jump shots. Now we are forcing a lot of threes, but I think most of them come without the ball getting into the red zone. So I feel like if we can get back, we have a pretty good measure of physicality and length and speed and our aggressiveness. We can be a tough team to score on in the half court.
Average 51.5% from the floor.
Well, a lot of that has to do with good players, right? I think that's always a baseline in offense. I like the versatility and skill level of our guys, and we certainly trust our guys. We have a lot of guys that are back. The one thing that we changed a year ago that this group is doing a good job with is we want our ball movement to define us. Keep good spacing, but we want our ball movement to define us. We've got a couple nights we haven't shot the ball as well as we're capable of, but like even when I went back last night, if we could have taken out the live ball turnovers, I really liked the way we were moving the ball. We got a lot of good shots early. We just, we didn't make them. And I think what happens sometimes as a coach in the flow of the game is you can lose sight of that. Hey, that was a good shot. Don't worry about it. That was a good shot. Let's keep the thing moving. Let's just keep trying to get another good shot or the next good shot.
Nicolas Timberlake, we mentioned already, he gets 21 a game. He's shooting 42.3% from three. How do you look to set his threes up or set him up as he takes 6.5 per game?
Well, he does a good job of changing cuts. He's shot ready. He has a deep range with a quick release, and he's religious about working out at it. And then he understands spacing pretty good. Like any team, we've got to continue to screen for him and get him shots. But he's he's an elite player and competitor, and he's playing at a very high level right now.
Sure. Now, Cameron Holden is as well, I think, at 11.3 and then 6.8 rebounds. He's the second leading rebounder, although 6.8 is a nice number. You've got Sekou Sila, who is number one at 7 a game.
Yeah, and I still think we've got a whole nother gear we can get to on the backboards. Cam is such a good player and incredibly valuable because he can play any position on the floor. He dribbles it, he passes it, he can post it, he can shoot it, he gets to the free throw line, he's competitive, he's got a really high IQ. So we want to take advantage of his versatility. And then Sekou's given us a great boost. He's getting, 8 and 7 off the bench, which is pretty impressive numbers. And he's just he's got a great nose for the basketball and scoring it.
Charles Thompson's your second leading scorer at 11.8, and he makes 58.1% of his shots. Can you talk about his overall game and how he finds shots and then how you set him up?
Well, yeah, he's a really good ball screen guy, dribble handoff guy, and he rolls and he can finish. He likes contact. He plays incredibly hard, and he's got the ability to use both hands around the rim. And
wow,
yeah, he's Charles is like the ultimate energy guy, and he's so aggressive. He's an experienced guy with talent that's hard to find.
Your overall attack on offense, your guys play well on the defensive end. So, like we said earlier, sometimes that's not going to allow for as many shots because you can get that opponent deep into the shot clock. How are you able to secure that good of a shot acumen?
Well, I think we've got room to grow in that area. I don't think we're there yet. But I think it's just trying to get guys to understand what it consistently takes to win games at the level we all want to win at. And that means you've got to be committed to defense, and that means transition defense, and that's a byproduct of running good offense, taking care of the ball and getting good shots, whether they're rhythm threes because the ball is moving or the ability to finish in the red zone. So, the good thing about this group is I know everyone's obviously excited to be 4-0, but we understand that we're absolutely still a work in progress, and that starts with the head coach all the way down. There's certain things we've got to do a lot better, but I think when you play good teams, and we've had a lot of road games, some of those things, you become aware of some of those things, and then hopefully guys have the trust that we'll spend some time to figure those things out.
Now, when you talk about transition defense, do you have a number you set back per shot, or does it depend on who you're playing?
That's a great question. Our philosophy is to send 4 guys to the glass, the offensive glass, and then the point guard is always back as a safety. I think the reality is there's always game slippage. That's part of the reason why we like to be aggressive and hopefully go into the glass, that it puts a lot of pressure on the opponent to have to keep us off the glass.
Now, of course, we got 32 conferences and then the independent teams as it is. If a high-level team or a top mid-major loses early in the NCAA tournament, do you guys think about the fact that one loss will take away from winning 25 or 30 games? When it's hard to do,
Yeah, we've had some good success here. We certainly haven't finished the job. I understand what we're defined by. I understand that players consume information, but I think the focus is on hopefully getting better and forming the right habits so that we have those opportunities. That's all we can ask for, the opportunities to play in big games, and hopefully we can deliver.
Last thing, Coach, rumors have it that the NCAA tournament could expand here, in a couple of years. What is your philosophy on that? And then what would be a good way to do that if you agree?
Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, I'd love to see it expand. Maybe would have helped us a couple times. I've always thought it's, even with the NIT, the women's NIT has 64 teams. The men only have 32. And there's an outside sponsorship that takes care of the women's side. So, I think, Ken, like in a really good league, like one of the best mid-major leagues in the country in the CAA, there are going to be a handful of teams every year, or at least 3, that if they could get in the tournament, they could win a game or 2. The hardest thing is actually getting there. So, expansion would obviously give some teams a chance to get in and make some magic happen. But, I know that my opinion or philosophy doesn't really matter on that topic at the end of the day. We got to try to control what we can control.
Sure. Coach Pat Skerry, the Towson Tigers, one of the top picks in the Colonial, and you made a good point. This is a really good conference. It's a really good mid-major. I think it needs more publicity nationwide.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I appreciate you having us on. I mean, I look at our team. Our league stretches from Northeastern, who's always been excellent, up in Boston, to Hofstra in New York, a great program, and then Delaware and Drexel, then down to the South, College of Charleston, North Carolina, Wilmington. Historically, is 2 tremendous mid-level programs. So it's really good basketball. I think the other thing about our league is the night in and night out parity with the quality of playing and coaching. I think that's what separates us from a lot of other leagues that want to say they're mid-major, but it's just the depth of the quality programs in our league.
Coach, best of luck this season. I'll be following the Colonial.
I appreciate you having me on.